you scanned the internet looking for chicks with pierced nipples, and you slipped a couple clicks and went and found the talking cripple. His concept is to share with you his many thoughts, and it's clear-headed cause he never drank a beer or hit the pot. So if you have an open mind and a willingness to learn, stay tuned to this page and just see what you may learn. Now grab yourself a snack, kick back and enjoy the unique views of life brought to you by Crippieboy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the holiday special spectacular Crippieboy episode here. A little chipmunks action to get you started. This video actually isn't about Christmas though. This video is about Festivus, the holiday for the rest of us. For those not familiar, it mainly became popular off a Seinfeld episode back years ago, and it actually goes back to even farther back than that according to tradition. Evidently one of the writers on Seinfeld had the family tradition of celebrating Festivus, and it always made sense to me. So I'm a follower of the ways of the Festivi people, I guess you'd call them. The whole celebration centers around not a Christmas tree, but an aluminum pole. In my case, I have a nice aluminum stick here. These will soon be available over on crippleconcepts.com, and that'll lead me into the fundamentals of Festivus. Is about non-commercialism is actually part of the tradition of the holiday, because all the other holidays have been taken over by commercial interests. Let's face it, Christmas isn't about Christ, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. They've all become about buying presents for people, spending money that you don't need to spend, most often on things that you don't need. There's three key components to Festivus though. There's the airing of grievances, the feats of strength, and the Festivus miracles, which I'll get into a little more detail on all three of those. And yeah, my eyes do dart to the side because I do have a little cheat sheet. Won't lie, I don't know everything I'm going to say before I say it, although I do tend to ramble on about things that I didn't mean to ramble on about. This year I don't have a lot to complain about, but I do have my grievances like anybody else, and being that I don't know exactly who will be watching this video, I have to keep my grievances rather general. I can't call you out by name and tell you what you did to piss me off this year, but if you're watching, you did something. Anyway, back to my main problems. My areas of grievances this year, jobs. Americans complain about not having jobs, and they all want the best job out there though. They won't take a job less than what they're willing or what they think they're worth. If they think they're worth $50,000, God forbid they take a job that pays $45,000. And then they turn around and they buy their stuff from China. I mean, look under your Christmas tree this year. How many items under that tree are made in China? And how many are made in the U.S.? I'd be surprised if more than 10% of any of your gifts were made in the U.S. or any country outside of China for that matter. And, they just went out and bought an aircraft carrier. And where do you think that money came from? Us. They're lending us our own money back. We spend money on their crap that their little kids build for us, and they turn around and lend it to us and charge us interest. Stupid. Government accountability leads into the next grievance I have. The government just, they do their own thing, and they all have their own self-interest, not our interests in mind for most of the stuff they do. And Americans, we don't really do anything about it. We vote, but that's it. Then people get into office. Who calls their congressman? Who writes their senator? Face it, most of you don't. Most of you don't even know who your congressmen and senators are. Medicare, Social Security, and Medicaid. Three issues I deal with every day, and they're stuck in the 1930s. They need revised, but they need revised in a smart way, and that's, I know, an oxymoron in government. You don't fix something, you just add more complexity to it and make it more difficult to navigate. But hopefully there'll be somebody come in that's smart enough to turn these programs around and make them work, make them last for the future, make it good for all Americans. And then Americans in general that just will take whatever they're told to take. I mean, why do we care about people like the Kardashians and the Jersey Shore? Seriously, is that what we've come to in this country, that we care about people that we don't even know why they're famous? They're famous for being famous. Like, why do we care? Why does it matter? who a Kardashian is or who they married or how long they were married. I don't care. I really don't care. Tell me what's going on over in Iran. Tell me what's going on in Afghanistan. You know, tell me something's going on in the world. Don't tell me about some spoiled rich celebrity that got married for 12 days. I don't care. And back to the things Americans will just take combined with the government. TSA. Why didn't you fly anymore? I wouldn't get on an airplane if you held a gun to my head. They made flying so ridiculous now that it just isn't worth it. I'd rather drive 3 days to get somewhere than get on an airplane. Next, we're going to get into the feats of strength. Sorry, wrong feats of strength. Those weren't what I meant. These feats of strength. And being that I am not exactly a muscle-bound man anymore, I'm going with mental feats of strength this year over physical. I've been dealing with, as I said earlier, the government issues, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the last year, really the last 13 years, but a lot this last year. And that alone takes a lot of mental strength to get through. And I recently made the decision that I'm going to focus a lot of my energy on advocacy. I've seen where getting involved can make a difference. And that's something I think that everybody out there should take note of. You can make a difference in this world. There are people out there who are advocating on your behalf or not on your behalf. And your voice could matter, but there's going to be effort involved. And I decided I'm going to focus a little less on making money and a little bit more on fighting for cripple rights. You know, we're crippled. We're here. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with some saying there. It didn't work. And excuse me. My final feat of strength is in regards to working with the government. People in government aren't out to get us. They are doing what they think is best based on what people are telling them. And if there's nobody out there that's telling them your side of the story, then they aren't hearing your side of the story most likely. So you need to make it a point to get out there and do that. And that's going to be a big part of my energy this next year is to make my voice and people in my situations voices heard to the powers that be, whether they be at a local level, state level, federal level, somewhere in between. I'm making it a point to do what I can to help out my, I'm not going to lie, it's greed. It's about myself first, but if I can help others in the process, great, all the better. Now we come to the Festivus miracles. Everybody talks about miracles, the baby Jesus, the 3 wise men, burning bushes and stuff. Festivus miracles are a little different. They're a little more straightforward. Things like Tim Tebow. I guess he kind of is like Jesus, but anyway, moving along. The fact the government can come to a mutual decision. Today, the Republicans and the Democrats agreed on a tax extension. Agreed on something? That's crazy talk. They were supposed to be on vacation. But no, they called in their votes and the president signed it. Woohoo! Americans are finally sticking together. Now, to me, this is truly a miracle. The downturn in the economy, I think, has really made a big difference in this. But the whole Occupy Wall Street, Occupy New York, Occupy Washington, Occupy Denver, people are joining together in common goals. Albeit some of them are a little out there, but hey, at least they're coming together and trying to work through a democratic process in a nonviolent way. The cops are being violent. Batons and pepper spray is not exactly nonviolent. But the protesters themselves are doing a really good job of being nonviolent, peaceful protesters and sticking with each other, even if they don't agree 100% on each other's goals. And I think that's big, and I think it's something that's just began and going to continue, which leads to the first, the whole idea that the Republicans and Democrats agreed on something. Yeah, it's because they see the people are agreeing on things and they're uniting together and fighting for rights. Instead of fighting each other, they're joining together to fight against the powers that be. Final miracle this year was all the dead people. As far as dictators go, Bin Laden, I guess he wasn't a dictator, but, terrorist, big name, big guy. Gaddafi and Kim Jong-il, all dead this year. Rough year to be a psycho murderer. I'm surprised Dick Cheney's still alive, to be honest. I mean, frankly, that's probably the biggest miracle, that Dick Cheney's heart's still beating. I guess technically a little box is shocking his heart and making it beat. I don't really know exactly how that works, but you know, somehow Dick Cheney's still breathing, and if he ever had a heart and ever was alive, he's as alive as he ever was. On that note, I'm going to close out this video. I hope everyone has a happy holiday. Festivus, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, winter solstice, whatever you want to celebrate. Have fun, enjoy, be safe. Don't drink and drive, people. Till next time, this is Crippy Boy. Over and out.